Hello and welcome to episode 58 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough, Cycle 66, Day 5. Last time we got Haulerbots off to a very good start, and we are slowly but surely clawing our way out of some very inefficient industrial stuff. And today, yes, we are going to combine the districts once and for all. I'm going to keep this corner one, though, because, you know, we kind of need that for the balloons, but main district and then downriver district are about to be reunited, as they probably should have been for a very long time. So, let's remove the district crossing, and then we can remove the district crossing, and then we can remove the district center. Now all of those are disconnected, but all we have to do... See, it did it again! It did it again! The path isn't here. This happened to me last episode. I thought it was insane. And then our dear friend Norman commented, like, hey, the path that wasn't there the first time you opened the thing. Alright, so you see it now. I'm going to click it again, and now there's a path. How weird. How extremely weird. Anyway, those are now connected. And I believe... Boy, what a detour that was. Where is the district over here? I need to make sure my migration settings are fine. Yeah, this really doesn't matter now. Because I just need to make sure I have enough beavers to do everything. And I would like to avoid turning this into a baby factory over here, although it seems like that's kind of what it's become. I don't know. I'm just going to let this be what it's going to be. Let's get this in triple speed. Let stuff get kind of resynced. And that should... oh, I have 7 stranded beavers. How did that happen? Now, hold on. Because how did that happen? Is that because every tile around a district center is occupied? Is that why we've got we got these guys just all chilling here, huh? Well, I'm not exactly sure what has happened here. Is this... It might be Unstuckify that's doing this. Okay. I guess I just need to manually click it. I thought it was supposed to do it every single time. Uh-oh. Okay. That got fixed. How strange. Isn't it fun playing a game with, I think, 28 mods on this playthrough? Oh boy, I think my other one's at 40. But at any rate, we now, mercifully, are free from the nonsense of trying to move all of our materials back and forth between these two districts. They are connected once again. And that does mean that this is essentially going to be pointless to have balloons over here. So, bye-bye balloon trader landing pads. These weren't really doing anything anyway, so... Now it's just a bunch of materials on the ground we can pick up. They will pick them up at some point. So now what we have is we have 55 vacancies, 54, and 31 incapacitated beavers. Now that we've got these combined, we've regained all of the jobs we quote-unquote lost to the district crossings. And we do have, because we've sat here, we've done this math, we do have about that number of jobs that quote-unquote don't have to be staffed. So it's really not that big of a deal. It's just, the optics on this are not great. But it's fine. It is fine. I think now, like, really the only thing we can really control in terms of incapacitated is just getting these beavers into these medical beds. But one of the issues that we had was we can't really make enough stuff with a single clinic to take care of everything, because we have to keep switching recipes around. And I don't think I have another nursing license available. Oh, I do. Well... What a plot twist that is. I guess I need to put in another clinic somewhere, but I don't really have a lot of great spots. Speaking of great spots, this beaver working in the Gatherer flag has been living high on the hog at our expense this entire time, because there's only, what, 8 bushes? You're done. It's over. I'll just get rid of these. We do not need to have these here. That's fine. The half-fermented sake I don't think needs to be here either. Wait a minute. Well, we don't have any anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, but that's another thing we can fix at some point. Soon-ish, TM. But yes, combining the districts really, really, really had to happen. Or things are just going to be absolutely just depressingly bad forever. So, we do have over here these cabbages that need to be picked because we need to put in pumpkins in this area. And I think there may be a couple of these that I could go ahead and put in. Trying to keep to my pattern here. Remember this, this orientation, the lower right of the 4 is what is going to be planted. So I need to make sure that goes right there. And then that is actually the only one I can plant until everything else gets out. No, there we go. Now I can do that one. We'll get there. We'll get there. It does, in fact, just take time. As much as I know some of you really, really hate me saying that all the time, it is kind of our unofficial motto at this point. Yeah, so I think we can just kind of let this go for a little bit. I wanted to make sure that I planted my pumpkins because, well, these guys have to be able to do something about it so we can actually get more in. We have this area over here. We do have hauling bots that are using this area, and I probably should put another one on the other side of the map just to make things a little bit faster. But we'll get there in due time. We've got our bot assembler here that does not have enough processors, and it does not have enough processors because the ENS cannot make any more because it is currently making a PhD in nuclear physics. Why is it making a PhD in nuclear physics? Well, that's one of the last things this nuclear reactor needs, and it is currently missing about half of the paper, half of the pencil sets, and a little bit of the badwater to get this done. So let's take a look at our paper supply. I'm pretty sure I just have this one paper mill, and this is waiting on sawdust. Ah, yes. So many problems, so little time. So I don't remember what I've got, actually, so this is part of the problem of how I've been doing this, is I do not know if I have... Well, I don't remember what the building's called. Ah, wood burner. Nope, that is currently set to make clay pots. I guess that's fine, but I'm just going to pause this instead. And I've got enough of these mushroom things that are using sawdust. I probably should swap those over. This one right here was set to do sawdust specifically to relieve the advanced sawmill. So you know what? I'm going to leave that one in place. I can make slightly better choices by changing these over instead. Those are on fast mode. They can definitely be changed over to slow mode. Just to try and claw back some of these bits of sawdust. I think these are all on slow. Yeah, that's just so much better. I also don't have sawdust storage over here. I've got it over here. And the hauler bots will take care of stuff as we continue working our way around here. But you know, that's just one of those things we absolutely had to take care of or nothing was ever going to get done. And hopefully... Oh, it's actually water too. Well, then I stand... I won't say thoroughly corrected. I will say moderately corrected. That's fine. No, these are not prioritized by haulers. I don't have enough haulers yet to be able to do that because we... Well, everything. You guys know how it goes. But outside of paper, we were talking about this other ingredient. I already forgot what it was. Pencil sets. I believe this is set to make tools, but it can't because it doesn't have scrap metal. And you know why it doesn't have scrap metal is because this whole thing was a separate district, but now we have all of these other beavers we have to do stuff with. Ah, this is no longer connected because there isn't a path. Well, now there is a path. I guess I could just have those connected so it makes things a little bit better. You know how it goes. I know we do need to build a bunch more stuff, like assembly lines, to make various things that, you know, go into all these other spots here. The high temperature foundry, of course, can make more scrap metal if we could just supply it with iron ore. But that is coming out of this thing that is currently full up of dirt, and we can't use the dirt fast enough despite having plenty of other places for it to go. We've got these here, these terrain blocks that are, you know, they're accessible. I think the beavers just kind of have to figure things out. Well, all of us have to figure things out. That's how life works, but the beavers are unfortunately firmly wedded to my mistakes and my decision-making, which maybe not the best idea. But there's not much else we can do. Paper does seem to be coming in, not super fast, but fast enough for our purposes. Pencil sets, I want to check and see in our goods production. What a great mod. Where is pencil sets? Come on, this game is lagging something fierce. I'm only making them in the Handicrafter's Lodge over here. Okay, well, that makes sense because I'm supposed to be making tools in the assembly line, but in terms of tools, like, I know everything is, I'm gonna have to build another one of these. And I had been trying to avoid that because I wasn't sure where I was going to put it, so I guess we'll have to figure something out in just a moment here. But I do need to get these pumpkins planted, or we are going to... No, don't put one there. Don't put one there. Thank you, autosave, once again. We have to have more pumpkins for the deluxe stew and all this other stuff. And the assembly line just... It doesn't have enough scrap metal. And I do have storage here. So I guess I just need to set this one to obtain. I know we don't have a lot of haulers. We're working on it. We are working on it. Incapacitated beaver count is decreasing. And yeah, the injuries are still a problem. Well, everything's a problem, but if we could get brain-stimulating mushrooms... See, this is what I can't ever keep up with. Well, I can't keep up with a lot of things, let's be honest, but I always forget that I don't actually have anybody making those over here. So, I really should find somewhere that I can do that, and I don't have... Yeah, that's 3. I need a 3x3 space. Well, because these are where the balloons were. I guess I could, Oh, I don't need a mushroom storage right here. Because we're not importing and exporting food. Okay. So that is one step closer. I also don't need that storage there, and I don't need... Well, I guess I shouldn't really remove that one, but... If I just need somewhere to put mushroom generation, I need, well, I need this one to be... That's not the clinic. What a mess. That's also not the clinic. That also is not the clinic. That's the clinic. I need somewhere close to here I can put one of these things without it being a huge ordeal. And I guess I could put one right here. I guess? Do I have a half-fermented sake tank over here? I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. Make it a little bit simpler. Alright, so this one has to be badwater recipe, which, yes, it does consume sawdust, once again. But we do have the ability, should we choose to exercise our brains, to get rid of those trees and then use some of our dynamite to make these areas a little bit more accessible. That can be a double, that can be a single, and then here as well. Just give me a little bit more space to use for other things. And I got space under here, actually. You know what? Might actually make more sense for me to do this, yeah. I mean, I'm still going to demolish all that stuff, but putting this right here would allow me to put in a plank tank for some bad water. Set to obtain. And then for sawdust, I suppose, long tiny pile can go there, and that can... How did I not have that unlocked yet? Well, regardless, this is something that needed to be done. They'll get to that at some point eventually. And then a couple of you guys pointed out in the comments that the... that's not deluxe stew. The deluxe stew is basically a combination of the vegetable stew and the mushroom stew. And that's why I have none of any of it. Because it all uses the same ingredients. We're holding on pumpkins and nenufars. Okay. Well, conveniently, right here is nenufar harvesting land. Which, once these are fully grown and ready for harvesting, I am sure these fine folks will step in and harvest all those. But that, of course, will just take time. Let's get this detonated. B for boom. Now I've got a little bit more space over here if I decide to do something maybe intelligent in the future with that. Yeah, gotta get these injury numbers down. We can't just, you know, not injure the beavers. We just have to be able to make more stuff. And this, of course, can function without workers, so that will get deprioritized. And they should be able to stock the... Nope, nope, nope. That needs to be set to brain stimulating. There we go. I thought I'd done that before they built it. Whatever. So maybe that'll help. Now we got stuff all over the ground. That's the way that goes. Yeah, I still, by the way, do not do not have scrap metal over here. But I think now that is because we're not making any, because we don't have iron ore, and we don't have iron ore because we have dirt in the mechanical drill. Do we have empty space over here? We do. And it's prioritized by haulers, but they can't come and do it because they don't have enough haulers. I don't have enough haulers because I haven't finished this, and I haven't finished this because I don't have enough of this stuff that we're trying to make with the stuff that we can't get. I love Waterbeavers. Okay, this... I guess... I don't need to worry about this right now. I will pause it. The centrifuge, by the way, is paused because I kind of ran out of the stuff I was making with it. And I think... Okay, this does still have nuclear waste. That's good. This can't operate yet. Yeah, this was a calculated decision. I have to have nuclear waste, but I can't have nuclear waste because I can't run this because I don't have tools. You see where the theme comes from here? And I always forget where these things are. Assembly line. To make tools, must have. Guess what? Scrap metal. You already know how this goes. You already know how this goes. But I do need to check and see if that's something I can make in here. It is not. But I can make paper. What is, before I go changing, what is the recipe for that again to make paper? Yeah, I should be able to knock this out real quick. Once I get pine resin. I know we have pine resin. I actually don't know. I haven't checked, but I can't imagine that we don't. Okay, we do. We have some. That should be fine. Water had... I'm not going to say water had been a problem, but it's, at times, been a challenge. Nothing that we can't surpass here. Yeah, we're getting close. It's just I really, really, really want this 12.5 days to start as soon as possible. So paper can get there. Pencil sets, unfortunately, are not an option here. Those are something that can be made in the assembly line. And since we don't have scrap metal, I'm going to turn the pencil sets on just so we can get some more use out of this thing. I think once the badwater stops coming out of here, because these are both plugged up with nuclear plants, is going to make it so much easier to put more industrial stuff in. I could just kind of get down in here. And for the many of you who have asked, when these are plugged, yes, the badwater will stop here. But we still have badwater here. And I probably will end up plugging this up a little bit. There is still a tiny bit of depth. And if I want to, I could engineer some sort of a platform in here somehow. I'm like 90% sure I can figure this out. To where I can suspend a badwater pump kind of inside of this thing. But that could be a challenge. And this is really the only other spot on the map I can do this with. Because the only other bad water sources that we have, well, I guess the only other one period point blank that we have is right here. And if I take this all the way down, oh, this is update 6. I can't look at it that way. Never mind. I forgot the layer tool has changed so much in the past couple of updates here. So yeah, that is going to possibly create problems. And I know we do have this down here. I know I can peel the buildings back. This seems to be working fine. Bad water on the bottom of this is still all diverted here. Boy, we still have these ancient pilings here from the brown crappy platforms. All this to say, it is possible, it's not guaranteed, but it is possible that I could reroute this. Remember, I can't do tunnels in Update 6. That's an Update 7 thing. But actually, hold on. I'm playing so many different versions of this game now that I don't remember what I have and have not retained the ability to do in any given time. That's probably a sign I need to stop. But we're here, and we're going to keep going. I probably could divert this to go through here and still use this same thing. We're not having a problem right now keeping up with bad water demand, although it's possible that might change. But in the event that I do need to build something else in here, this building is watertight. So I cannot place this on top of a bad water source or it will block it out. But what I can do, if I can figure out how to do this, is I'm pretty sure, in fact, let's test this in a low stakes testing environment before I make a fool out of myself. If I do a 4x3 there, yeah, okay, I can put this on top of here. I just have to be able to cantilever out platforms. So this is where this gets complicated, because the overhang walkways I can put on top of here, and then I can attach this here. So that'll get me 2. Well, obviously, this is the edge of the map anyway. Wait. Okay, hold on. There is no way this is supposed to be allowed. Says occupies less space under it and can be extended on itself once. Well, this very clearly is more than once. So you know what? In the interest of science, I'm going to attempt to get them to build this. Because I am just disgustingly curious about this. Oh, look at that. It's going to be completely stupid if this actually works. But man, oh man, am I just beyond excited to find out. And they're bringing the scaffolding pieces in. Alright, metal blocks, do your thing. I know we don't have a lot. I know it's a very precious resource, but I have science to commit. What could be more precious than that? If the game just randomly crashes, you're going to find out why. They're not putting the stuff in there, right? No? Okay. What's consuming metal anyway? Not that I need to stop any of this for any reason whatsoever. Oh, good. We've started researching. That means I can put this back to... What was I even doing with this before? You know what? Drill bits is probably a smart... no, that takes... Oh, no, I shouldn't stop this just for a meme. Anyway, the ENS is now making the final PhD in nuclear physics, so... That's fine. How... Okay, riddle me this. How is this one at 22%? And this one's at 20%, despite neither of them having enough materials to advance past 20%. fact, these are all at 22%. That's it. How is this one further along? I realize I'm essentially torture testing this poor mod, but... bad tide approaching. We know what to do with those. But I do want to check, because now that we've eliminated this district, I don't think there's any paths that they're going to be walking through here anyway. And none of the rest of this should have changed. Although with the amount of mod loading and unloading I'm doing, I do still want to make sure this is set right. Okay. That's good. This would be so much better if I just had metal blocks I could do something with. And of course, this... Okay, this over here is supposed to be making... Ah, yes! Scrap metal, which we don't have. Iron ore. Any of these? Okay, if I pause that, they can take the iron ore out. Maybe we can jumpstart some of this. It's just ridiculous that this has gone on this long. There we go. There we go. Just get that up to 100. Get it up to 100, and we'll be able to get something going here. These are pretty labor-intensive, the primitive smelters to run, but at one point in time, we were really, really glad to have even just a couple of those. Okay, finally. This is probably what has been, roadblocking this entire thing all this time. You know how it goes. Once again, this is waiting on processors, and... Oh, I can just pause this. None of these parts are going into anything else. We can just get some of our workers back. All right. Still no metal blocks. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Clean water has also been kind of a topic of concern among some folks. So I will turn these pumps back on, just so we can, pump for another couple of days. Not really anticipating it to be a huge problem, but at some point I'm going to have to deal with that. Get some more of these other pumps popped in place. Just let that be what it's going to be. I'm just, again, disgustingly curious about all of this nonsense. Okay, so the scrap metal got taken out of there. It should... Okay, yeah, that's got scrap metal, kind of. It's in the middle of making a block. This one is not. This is in the middle of making more scrap metal. Okay, I mean, we're getting somewhere. Might not be the best, best thing ever, but we are getting somewhere. We do need more water, though. That is the problem. This was only supposed to be just a fun little, hey, how stupid can this get thing, and now it's kind of derailing a lot of pretty important stuff. Anyway, the thing that I actually needed to test was whether this would work. 3 of these skewer overhangs. Because if it does, it's going to cost a lot of materials, yes. But if it does, then I can come over here, just slightly modify this. And I can have a badwater pump basically just suspended in the badwater, kind of, and go from there. I also could, probably, depending on how ridiculous with this I want to get. No, of course that wasn't going to work. Well, corner walkway would never work. Hanging skewer overhang. Okay, I know these had problems. These had problems trying to, get that situated. Okay, so the first one's in place. Second one, we know will work because that's the design feature of that particular item. But the third one, that's where we're going to find out how the sausage gets made, folks. I don't know what sausage has to do with that, but this way it goes. Now I'm back down to 13 iron ore again. And this, once again, is completely full of dirt. Despite there being empty space over here. How strange. Very, very weird. Alright, so the second one. And now, You know what would be really funny is if the game crashed and I had to reload because I haven't saved. I'm not going to because, you know, at some point suffering has to just be a thing that exists. We've got metal. I just saw that number go down, so I think someone's coming here to put that last piece of metal in. And then, friends, we will find out whether or not it's going to let me build this. It's also very possible that this is something that would be broken upon reload. But I haven't tested that yet, and I'm not going to. Okay, somebody's got metal here. All right, pop it on in there. Oh, you're not going to finish the job? You're not going to finish it? Come on, man. We all have a part to play. Just because I'm making you do stupid stuff doesn't mean that you don't matter. Get back here and finish this. Or just anybody come over here and finish this. Okay. You know what, folks? It looks to me like that works. Now, whether or not it's supposed to work, I think we know the answer. That is a pretty emphatic not supposed to be able to do that. Now, is it going to let me? Yeah. Very, deeply funny in a sense. I also could just put this... Actually, no, hold on. Because now, I know, I think I tried this before and it didn't let me. No, it lets me do that too. Okay, so something very clearly is not right with this. However, comma, we're going to exploit it anyway. Oh, that's also not supposed to do that. We will enjoy breaking this beautiful and hilarious mod for our own profit and all of that fun stuff. So, if I'm going to have this placed in here, I will need to wall that off, so that needs to go higher. Pardon my brief panic and mental shutdown over bad tides, because that's always how it goes. Looks like we're good. Yeah, we should be fine. Wow, nice, 28%. Okay, so if we're going to have this huge to-do about dirt, then it's going to be very easy for me to just pop one more piece of dirt in there. I know I should not have deleted all of that a long time ago, but, you know, the past is the past. You cannot change it, no matter how hard you try. And this is kind of symmetrical. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best place for me to orient this, because it is a building that is 4 by 3, and it will have to have a bypass on one side or on the far end to let the water go up over it on at least one tile here. So, taking this stuff away, I can actually just look at the terrain. See, this really isn't going to be not going to be a favorable thing for us here, because I'm going to have I come in from this way. It doesn't have to be all the way across, mind you. It just has to be one tile so this can come up and over. But because this is update 6, I can't put terrain back on top of it. I just have to figure out what height I'm going to be in, and then go from there. Now, I know this scrap metal here is going to have to go away. And since I was already planning on getting this space removed anyhow, I guess this will just have to be good enough for what I am trying to do. And since I know I'm using a whole lot of sense here, this natural overhang is attached to the block below it, so we can relatively safely drop this down to that 3rd level if I wanted to have this be the base for the thing. But it really should be one block lower than that, so this just flows right off the side. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and triple dynamite this so that we have a slightly better setup. I know they're going to be using this, and it's going to be just a mess. I can deprioritize that. Just trying to do this without flooding anything. I know this is probably, you know, child's play, whatever, but sometimes when I make my brain do a whole lot of thinking, it doesn't like to do that. Oh, that's also where most of the metal blocks have been going. Yep, I probably should have remembered that. 38%. It's looking fine. This drill bits are still really important, but I don't have enough metal blocks to really make any more of these. Everything else is full. Yeah, it's actually really full. How many? I got 54 of those. I'm just going to pause this. It is going to help us with our load of other things as well. Yep, don't have the tools, don't have the tools. Yeah, and here we are back again. The full circle thing, I guess I just put this back to tools. Now that we kind of have a more stable supply of scrap metal, that should help. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The iron ore has once again... Oh, no, it's actually working this time. Okay. Well, that's good. This is ready to blow. Let's hit B for boom. So what that's going to do is now give me an opportunity to get down here with the help of some stairs. Get this scrap metal, which I always forget where that is located. That's fine. Just need to get that down, and then all of this goes down one more block, and then it's off of that. If I have my height judged correctly, it'll be off of that other thing where I can put overhang walkways. Obviously they can't reach that yet, but one more block down there, go all the way across here, and then once that is built, I will blast out this little notch, probably right here in the corner, just so I can avoid extreme bad things happening if I accidentally do something wrong here. But actually, let's take a look at how this is designed. Okay, so it's right in the middle. That means I do want it to flow across. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I probably could. Hello, balloon. Probably could just take this one out. Well, we're going to do this one step at a time because, well, bad things can happen, and bad things frequently do happen when you forget about stuff. And what's on the ground here? It's just scaffolding. That's fine. I really need to make... I should have built another ENS. I know. I know. So now I will have to start making more library books. I have to have 200 of them to put in a press. Even though we've researched basically everything at this point, it's, you know, it's just a thing. We're going to have to make so many processors and all these other things that we're just going to have 2 of these. I really should have done this a long time ago. These things. Mushroom juice. Oh, that's sunflower oil, not mushroom juice. This one's mushroom juice. And it's very full, and we're not using all of that. So, what I will do is I will change this over to the library one. Even if we have to change this back to mushroom juice, and we probably will, this will allow them to start bringing the library books in, just like we did the first time. I don't know if it was still that same press or not, but when we were making this first ENS. You just take these things out, bring them over there. I don't think I really have a storage. Oh, I do have a storage. That's for the incredibly compact library sets, though. 49%. Fantastic news. And this one's almost out, so we are very close, folks. We're very close to having what is likely going to be a pretty stupid way of doing this. Slightly more advanced here. I actually don't know how long it's going to take them to get the rest of this scrap metal out. I don't really spend a lot of time sitting here waiting. But what I do know is that we're very close. And I guess by the time I'm done talking, this guy's going to get that all taken care of. I don't remember there being... Oh, no, it's gone. I can't show you anymore. I don't remember there being that little progress bar next to this stuff. If that's been there the entire time, then it probably has, and I'm just being dumb as usual. Yeah, I know this has to get popped in place. It's not a super high priority, but that's fine. This going down one block means that when that is blown up, the top of the building we're attempting to build is going to be on this block upon which the dynamite has been placed, that same height. So in theory, I just need to have a building here that will be watertight and keep bad water in. And this single terrain block will be just about the only thing that we've got to have over here. I could put 2 more terrain blocks here, but I do not think we're going to get enough dirt to do that with any degree of quickness. So I always do have the ability to just put a levee in here, if I rotate it correctly. But I can't put any additional levees on top of that, so that would have to be a building anyway. We have the tall and narrow lodge, which, funnily enough, if we're trying to have more beavers, we are going to want to have one of those. So, and by one of those, I mean an additional lodge. You know what I remember is this has to be powered. Where's the... Yes. So, I thought I had just defeated myself in single combat by attempting to do this the way that I've been doing it, and then I remembered the input for power on this actually could work directly in our favor by how this has been lined up. If I put this back in the original thing, then I do, if I do it that way, just take this all the way down, because the bad water doesn't care if it's going up a thing that's also got power shafts in it. Oh, yes. You know, I'm not a genius. I'm certainly not going to claim that I am or ever have been, but sometimes I have just enough functional knowledge. Now watch this thing just absolutely put me to shame here. Now this doesn't want to let me build this here. No, it doesn't want to let me do that, even though I already did it and it worked. Why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are? Game. Why must you hurt me in this way? After I have done nothing but sing your praises and also complain bitterly. This is so aggravating. I just tried this and it worked. I just tried this. And I know. I see you typing your comment right now. Just read the information on the thing, idiot. I know. You're right on all of those counts. But we just did this and it worked. I've been deceived. Even if it was my own doing. It's bitterly disappointing. Oh, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? Because I also have to have a way to get in this side, which I was honestly just going to blast this down. But now I have to figure out how I'm going to support this above and have any reasonable chance of this even working at all. Now, this isn't an issue of height clearance above the bad water source. Or it shouldn't be, at least. We also, you know, we have these giant log bridges that I haven't really built. That's 3 long. Why is it showing us 4 then? Like, I'm not insane, right? Like, you can very clearly... Oh, it has to attach to the side. Okay. Maybe all hope is not lost. Nope. It has to be stuck between supporting structures. What if... You know, like the 5 stages of grief? That I'm somewhere right in the bargaining stage with this at this point. If I blasted this all the way down... Okay, first I'm just going to unlock this. I need to test this. Because I need to be able to know if I can build on top of this once that is installed. Obviously, I should pick something I can actually place. Alright. Now let's try this. I know this is not you know, watertight. It doesn't have to be. That's not the point. Bridge platforms also. No, that's not going to work. If I can do that, and if... Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come not to... Anyway. Oh boy, am I about to commit to doing this and then find out that it's not going to work? Because if that's the case, I'm going to be very upset. Okay, let's try one more thing. Okay, so we know that that's going to work. Okay. Now, do I have... I do. I have giant logs. I need giant half logs. I need to be sawing those immediately. Good, this hasn't started. I'm not going to waste any materials. You are now making giant half logs. And now, friends. Now... Oh, I'm so afraid. Oh, because it's so much harder in the Waterbeavers to come back from making really stupid mistakes like this. Oh boy. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Just have to do it. This ladder is going to need to also go this way, because I have to take all of these out to make this work. Okay, let's what's up here? Nothing. Good. That is now no longer a thing that matters. Okay. Good, I have metal. I can get rid of that. Oh, I'm so afraid to do this wrong. This is open, by the way. I need to be very careful when I demolish this. That is 2 blocks high. It is not quite. That is like slightly lower than 2 blocks, but below that is... Yeah, as soon as I get rid of this, that's going to flood. So that's going to require, if I'm going to commit to doing that, that's going to require that I do some stupid stuff here. Well, regardless, I can do this. I know I can do this. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. I can put my 4s right there, and then it is just this same thing right here. When that gets removed, we are going to have problems. But if I only have to remove 3 blocks in height of that, including this one, then it's only down to this height that I have to do something about it. And this is just a regular platform. This was a very hastily engineered, I hesitate to even use the term engineered, solution for all of this nonsense. This storage, I cannot go anywhere because something's on top of it. Ah, yes, the the pathway, that I forgot was there. Okay, now this metal fastener storage can also go away. This ladder stack right here, if we are able to make this work, and I sure hope we are, this ladder stack will need to be moved. And I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to do some stupid stuff here. See, I need this to come back one more, but I can't because this blasted assembly line is in the way. Ugh. What a mess. Blast that mess out of there. How are we doing? We got 4 half things. I don't want any more of those. Oh, they're already cutting them in half. Okay. Well, I guess I'll let them finish and then immediately stop it. Of course, it's the end of the day there. Now I have to wait. Well, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I, wasted some of these logs because, let's be honest, we're not really doing much of those with those anyway, and I have a couple that haven't been cut down yet, but ever since I was informed that changing recipes while a recipe is in progress means that you lose the ingredients that are in there, it's made me kind of paranoid about it. But in slightly better news, we're now about to enter cycle 67, which means that we are going to be able to reset all of our stuff and get some more water out. I just need this to end at exactly there. Okay. What was I making here? Was it planks or regular logs? I'll tell you what I'm making is nothing. And I'm pausing this. There we go. Alright, now I just have to kind of babysit this for a second while I reset my brain. That is clean. So that goes up. And this goes down. Okay. Alright, now back to this absolute just engineering hate crime here. B for boom. Now I have, for better or for worse, the ability to pop in some giant log bridges here and here. And I cannot put it here because, of course, I can't. And now, folks, now this is where I have to figure out what I am doing. So I need to have waterproof here and here if I'm going to be taking this out. And it, unfortunately, is going to need to be at least 2 blocks high because that's where that bad water is going to flow out once I have this other thing on top of it. Assuming, of course, that I have not made a hilarious mistake. Which I am now now coming to realize I absolutely have made a hilarious mistake. Well, I don't think it's hilarious. This is not going to be... Apologies to all of you who, actually have functioning brains who watch these videos. Because of the way that this has to flow for water to come up past this and then over the top, this 3-long giant log bridge is not going to be long enough. We're going to have to push this back 1 more tile so that I can have a 4-long bridge so that there is a flow transparent block that it can go up and then over. And I can't do that here for obvious reasons. Which means, okay, well the bad water is not going to, until I complete this, which let's pause that. The bad water is not going to flow over this, which means I can go ahead. I really hope I'm right. I can go ahead and take care of this. Give me 1 second. Yep, that has to be a triple. And this I need to remove before they actually build it. Now, this side right here, I'm using 110% of my brain power to do this, I promise you. This has to be a quadruple here, which means that this is going to also be... Ugh. Oh, this hurts. This hurts my brain so bad. Is this just a regular tile? Yes. I may need to move my ladder stack to be right here. If I, again, just pausing because it helps my brain process things. If I put that there, and then I put that there, this is still going to be here. That is going to have to be removed. Oh, this is so ugly. But it's going to be fine. This is going to be a single bridge here. I am like 90% sure that's how that's going to have to be. But I also... Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. Because if that's going to be where the power comes out... Okay, yep. I figured that was going to be a thing. Because I'm going to have to be able to build the... oh, no, that's not going to be a problem. That's not going to be a problem. That's the easiest part is routing the power shafts. And of course, I can build on top of the things. We already established that. Oh, boy. All right. Let's leave that alone for a little bit. and come back over here. What was I going to put? Was I going to put another one of these Clockwork Everblossom Farms? Well, I can't do that yet, so don't need to worry about it. 68%. And they're still gathering all the stuff for the next one that I'm not going to need. Well, that's fine, I suppose. Oh, severe injuries down to 6. It was 10. Wait, whoa. Why do I have 24 contaminated beavers? What am I making these guys go through that's contaminating them like this? I should not have 24 contaminated beavers. That is a very, very, very high number of contaminated beavers. In fact, that shouldn't be possible. Like, why? Or is that just because they were building this stuff during... That's probably what it was. And more important question, why is this water no longer deep enough to do this? Because I don't have any other means of accomplishing this because I got rid of the jails. What is happening? Is this game drunk or what? Okay, that gets boomed. That, oh, I really hope I did my math right. Okay, good. Good. Now this gets put here. The 3 long. This needs to be a 4, which means, oh, how in the, what? Okay. That's, alright. Yeah, we just need them to come and grab these blocks to take care of all this other stuff. 73%. Should I be afraid of what they're doing with all that metal, or should I just not worry about it? Survey says, don't worry about it. And, right, back to the task at hand. This right here does not actually have to be, this block does not have to be occupied by anything. This is purely for getting the thing in place. So I could actually, on this spot, do exactly what I was talking about doing before with a tall and narrow lodge, and that would solve our issue right there. Plus, there's already a pathway. Look at that. Don't you just love to see it? Toasty. I miss Quiznos. I don't know how they didn't succeed when they ate Subway's literally. They ate Subway's lunch in terms of quality and customer service, at least in my experience, and the sandwiches were good. But then Subway got the toaster oven and it was over. Turbo Chef or whatever that thing was called. I don't know. Why am I rambling about this? I also don't know, but this video is coming up on an hour and I'm going to have to get this going sooner rather than later. So I'm going to have to prioritize this. I do still need this suspension bridge in place so I can blast this out for the doorway, which is going to have to be another 4 there. So that will go here. I remember right here we were going to put another one of those tall and narrow lodges once this gets put in place. Why is that not... Oh, they built that already. It just doesn't look like it. Is really no one worried about this thing falling off? There you go. So why does that look like... I was expecting that to look not like that. But it's in. Because that's, you know, like exactly what that... Okay. You know, like how you get in trouble when you ask the wrong question to the wrong person? Well, I feel like that's me with this game. This mod specifically. I have genuine questions, and I am just so curious about how this is supposed to work. It says it's done, it just doesn't look like it's done. I guess from this angle it does, it just the wood color doesn't look quite right to me. Okay, that's going to get done there. I don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. It's just logs and planks and scaffolding. Okay. So yeah, the power is going to be coming up here. But I have to put in this once this is complete. That has to be, I guess the 4x. I do have the stuff to do it. But I really should have this one finished. Too far from a district into can't. Oh, because they don't have the ladder there. Okay. 85%. That's fun. This is also just waiting for that. We've got all the metal blocks in there. And library books. How are we looking on that? 68. Very good. Very good. I only need 200. I know. Simple ask. Alright, bring me my last 2 metal blocks, because I need to finish this video so I can eat some dinner, first of all. But second of all, I am very, very curious to see if I can get this to work. Hopefully without flooding the entire map with the badwater. I think it's going to be fine. Maybe. Okay. I'm going to go in dev mode real quick just to check source strength, because I may have inadvertently screwed myself here. Ah. So you know what's happened here, right? Is this is a strength of 3, and the edge math dictates that it's 2.2, the maximum on one edge. Currently there is one edge out of dev mode, so we're not cheating. Oh boy. Because right now, this is all the same height going off the edge here, because that's the edge. But if I have a building here higher than this, then suddenly this is an edge, and that's going to flood. Which means that once I have... I'm going to feel so much better about this once I have this lodge in place. Once this is here... Which, what's this? Wooden toys. That's for the separate district thing. That's probably actually important. Why am I the way that I am? There's probably some very, very valid criticisms that can be levied against me. But it's fine. People don't watch these videos because they want something boring. They want to watch me be stupid about it. So, anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is once I have guaranteed that this is not going to flood, then I do have to build one more block on top of this. And then that will remove the edge math problem. I'm like 99% sure. If I do not solve that problem, this will always flood. And that is, you know, not... Okay, first of all, sir, you're going to have to get out of the middle of this dynamite, because this is... That's bad news, dude. You gotta get out of here. Finish that idle animation and, you know, move on with your life. Alright, hope nobody's in here because it's B for boom time. The reason this is getting blasted out is because this is where the ladder for the entrance has to go. Yes, we're using a lot of ladders for a lot of maybe ill-advised tasks. But what I can do, I don't have to have it come all the way through here. All I have to do is come up 2. And then from there, I can do, once again, another kind of exploity thing with the overhangs. Although this is actually what it's meant for, so I guess that's fine. That goes there. Nobody's over here, right? B for boom. Okay. Then, I know, we're on like 8 different levels of trust me bro with this, but now I am pretty sure. Let's get that 4 long. Okay, put that there. And then, once that's complete, I have to be very careful the order in which I build these things now. But I will go ahead and place this just so we can, you know, move on. There we go. That must be paused. It absolutely has to be paused, because if that gets built, we're going to have chaos. But this here, you see what I'm talking about? You lose the edge here. So this has to be built, and then the next one has to be built. You know what I've got to do? This is going to go against everything that we've been trying to do this past, like, forever. I got to pause. Oh, this one's finished. Okay, well, they can finish that. But I'm not going to put any more dirt in here. The dirt is going to have to come to the other side of the map so we can build this contraption. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I still have 25 contaminated beavers because I can't get the water deep enough here, which means I'm going to have some sort of floodgates or something here, but I can't do that because it's... Boy. What a time this has been. I don't have water escaping anywhere, do I? No. Okay, well, man. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to build beaver jail. I'm going to have to do it. Oh, I can put some here. There you go. Fine. I'll build 3 contaminated beaver jails, just so they can start healing. I don't know why the water level's low. This worked before, and I don't think I've changed anything over here, so, Oh, they finished it! Okay. Yin Yang Twins once again. Processors. You gotta make the... you gotta make the processors. And this is just about to end all of our bad work. So before we allow that to happen, I should have this operational. So we're going to pause this. I know all this stuff is in, but we're going to pause it so they can't finish it because we still need this bad water here. Now we return to this absolutely heinous abomination here. So I have to have the power shaft, which means that goes here. The easiest way to do that is probably... That is an upward. This, instead of being a downward powered, I know this is going to be just hideous. And it's going to be ugly. It's going to be bad. But the way this is set up, folks, basically guarantees I have to do it this way. This is going to be a pocket of poison, isn't it? That's kind of a necessary thing. And a double platform. This gets to be a downward shaft. That gets to be going all the way across. Then all I have to do is get that to connect to here, which is probably going to be easiest to just build this out straight across. Even though it's going to be some more vertical stuff. I thought about maybe trying to stack these, but I don't think that's going to be viable. One, because it's on top of this thing and I have this mess. But in case you were wondering why I did not consider doing that, that is why. You may or may not agree with that, but that's what I chose to do. Oh, this hurts on every possible level of common sense. But if this works, I'm going to be vindicated. If it doesn't work, well, it's really going to be bad. But the chaos will at least be funny, and you guys will like that. So we full send, no matter what. So we'll get these processors in to the bot assembler. Get that nuclear fuel back in there. Get those robot parts back in there. I don't think those are being used anywhere else. I think they just went to storage. And that will get us a whole bunch more, well, bots. Okay. This is waiting on... Of course it's waiting on metal fasteners. That's something I can make in this, though. No, it's not. That is a different building that I have not constructed. That is the... no, that is the... I gaslit myself into thinking this building did that, and it does not. This building, that still cannot get scrap metal, by the way, despite having scrap metal right here. Okay, now... Oh, it heard me talking trash is what happened. Oh, they still have to build this. Okay. Oh, metal fasteners, metal fasteners. Why are you the way that you are? I know I could solve this problem by building more of these, but I don't have a good place to put it yet. All right, I have to have metal fasteners. We absolutely must have metal fasteners. Do we at least have jail? We do. All right, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just get yourself in here. That's not a contaminated beaver sound. That one wasn't finished yet? It's at 99%. Okay. Oh. Okay, it's going back and forth on whether it's deep enough or not. What a strange problem. I really don't know why it would be doing that. Okay, have we made another one of these? 40%. Okay, what are we still waiting on? Metal fasteners? Oh, it's got everything, it just has to be actually finished. Alright. Well, hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. In the meantime, we can get this situated here. Everything waits on everything, that's the way it goes. I just need somebody to come finish this so I don't feel quite so stupid. Okay, that's there. That's done. Now, this should be, unless I prioritized, I did not. Good. Alright, now I've got all of those things in there. They're going to be building these power shafts to get this stuff taken care of. Excuse me. The concern that, that I'm going to have here is that I don't have a guarantee that the badwater is going to cover this entire thing. I think it will. But we're gonna have to figure this out. And yes, for those of you keeping track at home, I do know that I have to have something right here. And unfortunately, in Update 6, you can't just do one of those numbers, and you also can't do one of those numbers. So this is going to have to be a building that is watertight. And I could put one of these here, but that's not going to work, because then the beavers going into this thing would get contaminated. So we have a choice to make. Either we say we're not going to worry about the beavers getting contaminated, or we do something really dumb and we put a 2-story watertight lodge on top of this that is going to maybe cause flooding. Maybe not. Or, actually, no idea, a liquid storage house right on top of the badwater that would store badwater actually would make sense. Probably. Yeah. I'm just going to do that. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. This is going to take a long time. Am I confident enough in this to do a time lapse? I don't know. First of all, do I have any dirt on the ground over here? Got a bunch of everything, but no dirt. These guys, there's so much dirt in here. Why are they never taking this dirt out? I'm gonna have to pause it and unpause it and repause it, and this is very strange. Look what's happening to the dirt. It's automatically going down every time I click this. I love mods. This is nuts. I guess you just have to reset the beavers coming to grab stuff out of it. I don't know, but I guess that worked. So hooray. Okay. So now we're at the point where I think, folks, I'm gonna have to time lapse this, and I'm so afraid this is going to go wrong. But I'm also excited, because this is one of those things very, very rarely that my brain works in a way that I think I can beat the game. we're going to see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to time-lapse them putting in the rest of this stuff here, and then hope beyond hope that this is going to actually be viable. I sure hope this works. But I will see you on the other side. Okay, well, I wanted this time-lapse to end with the successful completion of this terrain block, but it seems to have stalled because we don't have enough dirt. So now we get to go over here and check out what's happened, and it looks like there's no drill bits. But I thought I had this set to make drill bits. Ah, it's paused. Okay, well, that's my fault. Boy, that's stupid. So I obviously can't finish this badwater pump until this terrain block is in place. But while we are waiting, we can get as much of the rest of this in here as we can. Just make sure they don't actually finish it. We're going to have an absolute disaster of a flood on our hands. We have a well-being of 29. I don't remember when that got put up there. Maybe it's just because we have fewer beavers who are injured? That might be it. We haven't even started doing wine yet. That's going to be a pain. Okay, that must be the vegetable stew. Yeah, that's the vegetable stew we're not making. Oh boy, there's all sorts of stuff we haven't done. Rooftop terraces, almost no one's in. Why is that? We have a bunch of those. Oh, we ran out of wooden toys and shell. Alright, so I guess I don't need to be worried about doing this anymore. We'll just let this get as finished as it possibly can be, and then move on from there. But I do unfortunately have to monitor this just so closely so this doesn't actually get finished, or else we're going to, like I said, have a horrible, horrible time. But I don't think they're going to have all the tar. Okay, now it's paused. Now that's everything. Okay, we can leave this alone. We are supposed to be making more processors. See, this is why I wanted to build more of these. Silicon metal ingots, which this is waiting on the Masters of Metallurgy, which, you know what? Let's just have them start doing one of these. I think this is the best possible thing we could be doing at this exact moment. You know, nine hauler bots is still good. That's something to be kind of happy with, I guess. Oh man, I wish I'd managed the dirt just a little bit better, because I told you I'm determined to have this complete before the end of this episode, even if it takes me 3 hours. But in terms of dirt, okay, we did actually get all of the dirt. I just need those drill bits to get made, which means I need to have all that mess going. I don't think any of these guys are making drill bits. That is metal, that is metal, that is anvils, which I already have 5. Okay. So I guess this one can be making drill bits again. Wait, I've got 2 right next to this. What am I doing? Oh, well, I guess that's fine. Just making more metal blocks. Do I dare mess with any of this? I probably shouldn't. I probably should just leave it alone. Remember, the whole reason I haven't finished this thing yet is because I want to make sure that this was going to work correctly. I mean, it should. It should. Will it? Well, that's the question, isn't it? I need to have drill bits, and I cannot believe I forgot to unpause this. But we're making drill bits, so that's cool. We've got, you can't see them here, but I did check during the time lapse. If you got that very briefly, we've got about half of the library books we need to make the incredibly compact library set. So that's cool. These guys here should be, hopefully soon. Okay, good. This one's already back in action, or it said it was. Yeah, but this, I guess this is just here because the drill bit storage is at 0. Okay, now this has 2. Alright, so the dirt should be back on track. Let's just come back over here. 980, 988. Should be just a very brief moment here. All good to go. Can they do it before the end of the day? Survey says no. Unless somebody is en route right now with 6 dirt, and I know they can only hold 4, so it's fine. Oh, no, here comes somebody. There's 1,000. Oh, I'm going to go home right on time. You know what? That's what I do too, buddy. Says the guy who's entirely self-employed across like 5 different things and never takes days off. Probably should. I need 500 paper for this. That's right. I'm supposed to be making drill bits here. But I could be making more paper. Probably should. Methane. Okay, we have 15,000 methane. I knew that was going to be fine. And I got hydrogen. I don't have a storage for that. That's probably also okay. That cycle 68 begins. And this is about to be finished as soon as this guy finishes pounding away. And then hopefully we don't have any flooding. And if we don't, then I can start construction up again on the badwater pump. Alright, we're rising, and it's flowing harmlessly off the edge of the map. Okay! Oh, this is so exciting. So exciting. Whoa, don't flood. Don't flood. Okay. Alright, now this is powered. There's just nobody in here working, so it's not drawing power, I think is what the deal is. Because I know I hooked this up right. You watched me do it. There we go. There's that 50. There's that 50. And it should be coming out just as soon as this guy... Ah, you're on the other side of the map. Okay. Oh, I need to fix this. I always forget. 0. And then... Oh, we're gonna be losing rice like flies. Okay, the lotuses are fine. And that somehow managed to still be okay. That's fine. Alright, now they're just finishing building the liquid storage house. That does not seem to have hurt us in the slightest. And now I have a thing full of bad water, which... Oh, boy. I have been waiting for so long to get this other nuclear reactor finished. And it will take probably several cycles for all of this to dry up. But, friends, we managed to do it. We managed to put our badwater pump right here and get as much of this as we possibly could without it being an entirely stupid ordeal. Only just a mostly stupid ordeal. But it works. And you know what they say? If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Or it could be stupid and it works, I don't know, depending on how you want to interpret that. But now I just have to let these guys get finished. I'm not going to send a beaver in here to get everything hooked up until this is already drained out because, well, you can't really do anything with it anyway. Even if it's hooked up and it's flooded, it's not going to work. But now, all of this is gone, which means these are about to stop working, along with these. But don't forget, all of the power across the entire map is connected. So we should, in theory, provided this still has nuclear waste, which it does, last 8 days, 12 hours, we should be in okay shape. We just need tools, and then I can turn nuclear waste into nuclear fuel if I want to make more bots, but I don't have enough. Oh, it's robot parts were holding this back the whole time? Okay, well, this is now dried up. That's still depressed, so that's going to stay the way it is. This can't get any more out of it, so I guess this doesn't have to be paused, but, you know, moving forward, that's not going to be something we can even use. So, seeing how it is not holding any water back except this tiny little piece here, I will pause. I know we built a bunch of stuff on top of this, but now that this isn't going to get flooded again, we can probably rip all of this out and do it again, if I feel like punishing myself. And we could, of course, have this go some other better looking way. But in maybe a cycle and a half, this guy is going to dry out and be able to start producing power which should help tremendously, considering that we're going to be consuming more than 6,000 HP by the time this is all said and done. Oh boy, but I've been recording for 2 hours on this. I don't know how long this episode's going to be, but it is definitely time to say goodbye on this one, folks. I am so happy that this works. And I'm so happy that our districts are now reunited and things are slightly less terrible than they were. And we have 89 books. That is... I didn't want to click on you, but that's fine. Oh boy. I'm so glad you guys are still watching these videos, and of course for the Beard Boosters who subsidize all the insanity to let me do something insane like in episode 58, try to do basic tile math still, because that's how this works. But it truly is not possible without all of your fantastic support. I am truly grateful, and I'm so excited to continue doing this and having as much fun as we can with the Waterbeavers before we quote-unquote complete this playthrough. I don't know what the mark for that is going to be. Outside of, you know, building the Project Triumph, which I don't know what that does. But knowing Waterbeavers is probably something incredibly, just hilariously, heinously bad. So I guess look forward to that. But it is beyond time for me to go ahead and stop this episode, go get something to eat, and start thinking about what we're doing next. So whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back again soon. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.